Gee,
So, shall we do this? Shall we do some questions? Because,
let's do
first of
this.
all, tell us about your life. You've been chilling out, maxing, relaxing, and then getting back into the flow. Give us a little update, sir.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the beginning, like after after we revealed, I decided to take like 2 days off, 2 or 3 days off, but not even 2 or 3 days completely off. Just like half working and half off. And then I
Hmm.
realized that well, I needed way more rest than I thought, and that
16,
basically
16 hours a day will do that to you.
yeah, exactly. I didn't realize this at first. So I was like, yeah, that's cool, just 3 days and half, and I'm all good to be recharged. And then I started sleeping, and I was starting sleeping like 11, 12 hours a day and getting tired afterwards. Like, there was, yeah, I felt even more tired after the 2, 3 days because all the pressure and all that stuff just got released. You feel even more tired.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, so after that, I decided, all right, I'm going to take 1 week off of no computer screen, nothing, and just the phone if there's some updates. Like I still work like an hour a day, 30 minutes a day,
Hmm.
for urgent updates. But yeah, no Mac, nothing. And yeah, I traveled. I went to London, saw my girlfriend, and
Awesome. She's still with you.
yeah,
She.
yeah, she's still with me. She's still with me. So yeah, we
Fair
just
play.
chilled around and coffee shops and all that stuff. And then yeah, went back on Tuesday, and the Tuesday week. I mean, this past week was um, a lot about syncing up with the team and syncing up
Hmm.
with everything that's going on, and the airdrop that we were planning already for a few weeks now to really like put everything into place, and just to be sure that everybody's synced um, in the same trajectory. And yeah, so
Right. Yeah.
starting this week or yesterday, we're going to be way more present with the community now. So
Beautiful.
we're, I mean, we'll be as involved as I was um, before. But yeah, this rest has been incredible mentally because man, I'm boiling up with ideas. Like I'm
Awesome.
boiling up with ideas. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Like some things I didn't even think about were coming up in my mind and all that stuff. So I'm so ready. And actually, I
Awesome.
mean,
I'm with you
people
there.
say like this bear market, whatever. I honestly think this bear. I mean, obviously not for. I don't wish that for community and everything. Uh, but um, but um, but the bear market is a huge opportunity to build. Like because you're
Yeah.
not distracted by any price movement or whatever, and you're not in the rush of putting out the execution that you've done. So actually, time is your friend, and you can execute way more and more and more, and be ready for the next cycle, and
Yeah.
be at the
Perfect.
forefront of the next cycle. So it's a huge opportunity that we have, and it's so fucking awesome. And for people who really believe in us and stick with us for the long term, I mean, they're not going to be disappointed. I mean, if you stick with us, I'm going to do, and all the team is going to do everything in our power to make this the number one uh, in the space,
Hell
because
yes.
this is a big opportunity, right? We have the treasury, we have a full build treasury. We have a team that is growing. I've been working for the past 7 months already together. Um,
Hmm.
we're learning, so we're not at the beginning of things. We're in motion already. So it's a great opportunity to be executing right now, whilst almost everybody else is just like either starting up or um, I was seeing some projects liquidating their treasury to get USDC, but for us, like we sold at 2,900 Ethereum. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, we're so ready and we're so executing right now. I'm super excited for the future. For the next few months, I'm so excited about this.
Man, there's so much to come. It's super, super awesome. It
Yeah.
was great speaking yesterday. You know, I was on this Twitch with Orphan, and speaking with a load of great guys, and everyone's kind of in the same boat where they feel that it's just a really exciting time to be building now, and we're all at the
Yep.
forefront of this really. And
Exactly.
it's an honor for us all to be here, and such a joy to get up every morning and be working on this stuff. I just got to
Yeah.
shout out Jen Ape in the audience there. He spent 25 ETH on that beautiful cyborg.
Yeah.
Spotted that
Who bought the
today.
cyborg? Who got the
Jen Ape.
cyborg?
Jen Ape, you can see
Jen
him down.
Ape.
If you're on phone, maybe that's difficult to see, but yeah, you can see him down in the
Jen Ape.
audience.
Let me see
Absolute
him.
legend.
Jen
Bullish.
Ape. Welcome, Jen Ape. Yeah, I'm a cyborg too. I bought a cyborg too, so we're both
Uh,
part of the 11 cyborgs now.
That's quite funny actually, because you're a cyborg, I'm a punk, and Craig's an ape. That's like I hadn't really realized how that had worked out.
Let's go.
Um,
Yeah.
so we're gonna be going head to head at some point. I got a feeling.
Oh yeah.
Man, I
Oh
can't
yeah.
wait though. I'm doing this Twitch stream yesterday. Obviously it was just on voice for me, but for the future, I'm super excited when we can get in game and be streaming together in game and hanging out and stuff. I
Yeah.
think that's going to be a lot of fun. Got a lot of ideas for that stuff.
Yeah, and
Should we?
especially like we have also with the Galaxy Brains, like we
Hmm.
have like League of Legends pros that
Hmm.
have like millions of viewers. So this is going to be a big help uh, for us for the future with Mo, that is in the Galaxy Brain, and yeah, with the Voyboy that is also in the Galaxy Brains. That was one of the top 10 League of Legends. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm so
Fanfaring's in the
excited,
room
man.
for 5 minutes and he starts dropping alphas left, right, and center. Love to see it. Boom.
I'm
That's
so
beautiful.
excited, man.
Bullish. We've got a ton of questions. I don't know if you actually want to see. We've got a doc where we've been putting these down, which is in the chat, in the admin chat. If you want to open that up, but I can read
But
some out to you.
yeah, you can read the questions that you uh, that you think are cool, and let's answer them.
Let's go.
You read and answer.
So,
All right.
first up from Glass. I've read it may be possible to play our character to gain items and XP for up to 2 to 3 hours per day. For those with
Yeah.
many Ronin or multiple Ronin, is there a possibility of a rental system so those without Ronin can play while earning for themselves and the owner of the Ronin?
So the beginning of the rental system is not going to be about playing. It's more about it's going to be for the breathing, but this playing and the sharing of the revenues is something that we're thinking about. That we've thought about, but we didn't implement it yet. But it's definitely something that we want to do because it relates a bit like the Acti Infinity guilds and all that stuff. Basically, renting your Ronin and sharing the things that you earn from the game. So it's something that we want to do indeed, and decentralize this. It's not about having a physical guild, but more about renting your Ronin and yeah, sharing the revenue from what you get. So it's something
Amazing.
that we want to do. I'm not saying it's going to be done right now or in a month. It's something we definitely want to do.
Yeah, it's on the back burner. In terms of priorities, we've got a lot of other stuff to fill out first, but we will get
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, this should be ready when a more complex game mechanics is around, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense to do it right now or in a month. It makes sense maybe to do it in 3-4 months around
Yeah,
September when the coin launches and all that stuff.
and the
Um,
marketplace
it,
is
it,
in place. Yeah.
but yeah,
Um,
definitely we want to.
So this next question, I know we dealt with this months and months back when we first started doing these AMAs. So let's go here again. Will there be any mechanism to control the in-game economy with respect to weapons and accessories, etc.? Specifically, I see a lot of AI being used to monitor for hacks, cheating, exploration of the economy, etc. Are we looking at those sort of things, and what type of thing are we looking at?
So the question is, are we looking to counter people who try to game the system, right? Is that the
Yeah,
question?
or how are we going to? Obviously, we're
I
looking
mean,
to, right? We're not idiots.
yeah, basically what other games are doing is they're creating their own anti-cheat system, and that's what World of Warcraft is doing. That's basically what every MMO RPG is doing, and that's something that we're doing too. Because
Hmm.
I mean, it's important, especially when you deal with money.
Yes.
So yeah, when the coin will be live, we'll also have the anti cheat system that we develop as well. And that's why like the economy cannot be too complex in the beginning because those type of anti-cheat systems take years to build.
Hmm.
So it's something that is going to evolve in time also, as well as
Yeah,
the game.
got
That's
it.
why the economy in the beginning will be less complex.
Yeah, so that's something that's going to be in place from the get-go, but we'll see it evolve, obviously. And we don't want to give too
Yeah.
much information about exactly how that's going to work because
No,
that
we
would be
don't. I
stupid.
mean, if we tell you how the anti-cheat works, then anyways, I'm not qualified to answer this type of question.
No, no, of course. No, that's good. So I think we kind of answered this, me and Craig, last week, but let's go here again. How will you create a balance in the supply of Ronin? Most projects with breeding cause the Gen 1 to be worthless because of excessive supply.
Yeah. So basically, what we do is um, each generation has a finite number of Ronin. It's not like unlimited. So for the Ronin one, it's going to be approximately 20,000 Ronin one. And the way we
Hmm.
do it to create those Ronin one is, um, I mean, for the Ronin one is obviously with the SLD chips. And the way we can do it is when the breathing is going to happen in the game, there's going to be cooldowns, and basically those cooldowns will be dynamic. It's not a set up time that is 3 days or a week or 3 weeks or whatever. It's
Got
something
it.
that is dynamic and evolves with what we see in the market. Because it's not possible to create a formula that works perfectly because you cannot predict what will be the influx of players, what will be the state of the market, and that kind of stuff. So you need to have some leeway to be able to control that dynamic. And the other thing that I mean, after the Ronin one, each generation has a set number of Ronin that we want to do, and basically each generation is kind of a season, right? And and to get those generations for the next generations is that breathing is linked with the game mechanics and with the gen coin also. So and that will be dynamic as well. It's not going to be like a simple formula a plus a factor of x plus b, and that's just give a curve. And we saw this model failing with lots of game, Axie Infinity, DFK, all those simple formulas of breathing have failed. So it's not possible. It's something that needs to be dynamic and works with the market. So that will be linked with the game leveling up, and also we're introducing the burning mechanism from starting the run in one, so not the run in
Hmm.
zero. And basically, you will be able to burn up to 3 Ronin to create something more powerful
Dope.
for the next generation. And that
Yeah.
is a burning mechanism that reduces the supply. So basically, if you own like, I don't know, like 3 floors or whatever, that's why the floor are super interesting. Because, I mean, for example, if we want to talk a bit financial, if you want to buy a
Hmm.
cool Ronin, it might cost like 3 Ethereum or 4 Ethereum, or whatever. If you want to buy a floor, it's zero point 0.8, I think today is 0.9, uh, and or one, I don't know. And basically, I'm talking about the next generations. Basically, it will cost less to create a cool as fuck Ronin by buying floors of the next generations. I don't know, like next generation, let's say 0.5 for the floors or whatever,
Hmm.
if we stay in this type of market. So if you buy 3 floors that you want to burn, it's 1.5 Ethereum. And then you mix it with your 2 Ronin that are a bit more rare. And that creates you way bigger probabilities of getting a rarer one for the next
Dope.
generation. So
I get
it's
it. Yeah.
actually those floors have a utility, not even with playing, but in creating something that has more value in terms of rarity and all that stuff. So the floors have a real utility.
That's super sick. Yeah, nice. You got some alpha
So
there,
yeah,
guys. I love the fact that you called it the Gen coin because I got shouted at by Danila from the dev team the other day for calling it GenCoin. He said, it's not GenCoin, it's a currency, it's not a coin. I was like, where's the difference? Devs do like to
Yeah.
have names for things. Because we didn't talk about, of course, GenCoin in the recent breeding article, because that's for a later stage of breeding. That's not coming right now with the SLDs. But you just want to kind of give people an idea of what the Gen currency is.
So basically, when you level up or when you do quests and all that stuff, you will be able to earn the Gen coin. And basically, for each level, for each breeding that you want to do for the next generation, you will need to spend a certain amount of Gen coin that is only earnable in the game, or you can buy it from other players and all that stuff. So it's something that is exclusively used for the breeding, that is earned through your leveling in the game. So either you buy it from other players, or you earn it while playing the game, and you will have to use it to create new generations, as well as the right coin, obviously.
Dope. Yeah, got it. So that's cool.
But
Nice,
yeah.
nice round of alpha today. We missed you, boss. We needed you here. Don't ever go away again. So here is another lovely question, which is a super simple one, but I like it. It made me laugh when I saw this. How can a Ronin without a weapon fight in the game?
Well, you'll need to loot weapons, buy weapons.
Can you
That's it.
punch?
I mean,
Can't you
yeah, you
punch
can punch,
people?
but yeah, but you need the glove. I mean, you cannot
use
like
use the
you,
weapons that God gave you. Two
yeah.
fists,
I mean,
your head, your feet.
yeah. But unfortunately, like it's not going to be able to punch if you don't have a glove.
I mean,
So
punching a pixel is useless. They're mean. They're
yeah,
big. And because they're kind of made of pixels, like if you punch them, they kind of, I imagine your fist would go kind of inside them, like the pixels would spread apart. And like that kind of like in films where your kind of hand
yeah.
goes inside them and then with some kind of cool
That's
fracturing. That'd be
my
cool.
the sound. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but you'll
But
be
yeah,
able to
so
loot weapons. You'll be able to buy weapons once the
exactly.
marketplace is open as well, of course.
Yeah,
And you don't have to fight as well. If you're a pacifist, you can just hang out in the nodes, in the
yeah.
towns,
I
and
mean,
have
don't go
fun.
to the darknet. Don't go to the darknet if you're a pacifist.
Yeah, avoid the wilds, avoid the dark net. Man, there'll probably even be like street fights in the nodes. I don't know. You got some kaiju's in there and stuff. They're probably going to get rowdy after a couple of drinks. So, in your presentation during the Avalanche Summit, you mentioned an SDK to play with non-Ragnarok NFTs without the RPG mechanics, such as the kaijus. Is this still the plan?
Yes, yes, definitely. Still the plan.
Where's that at? I mean, what stage do we expect that? That's like 2023, right? That's next year.
No, not really. I mean,
No?
it's obviously not the
Mm.
priority, but it's definitely after the first economy that comes out. So yeah,
Okay.
around the end of the year.
We could see that early as the end of this year. That's dope. That's super exciting. Be hanging out with our other friends in the game world, in the metaverse. So
But
what will
definitely, our priority is not that. Priority is to
no.
have a sick game with an economy that works and all that stuff. So, and
And
after that, when we succeed that, then we can. I mean, it's the easy part, not the hard part. The easy
yeah,
part.
I mean, that stuff's super interesting and super exciting as well. Obviously, interoperability is a buzzword in the industry right now, but it's
Yeah,
super exciting as well because you just don't see that in Web 2, So that's, yeah, I
yeah.
mean, we do look forward to that, even if it's not the kind of first and most important thing for us. What's going to
Because it's not
determine?
it's not
Oh,
it's,
go on.
it's not even hard to do. Like it's the most easy part is interoperability. Because basically, what is it? Is basically us drawing the sprites and reading the wallet. But the reading of the wallet is already being done. So we know exactly what you have in the wallet and we can display it. It's just about um, using our artists, our team of artists, um, at the best priority as possible. It doesn't make sense right now. We have 11 artists to
Hmm.
give them to do the sprites of other projects when we're still doing ours and buildings and all that stuff. It doesn't make sense. So the
Yeah.
priority is definitely us. And then afterwards, it's just a matter of people we hire and we put onto work. It's super easy to create that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we create a sub team of artists for that, right? Once it's the right time for it.
Exactly.
Super,
Exactly.
super exciting. So, what will determine the appearance or traits of Ronin ones? Will it be dictated by the parents' traits, or will there be an element of randomness?
So so basically, as everybody knows, yeah, today we're taking snapshots, and on June 1st, you're gonna be airdropped SLD chips, and basically each SLD chip is from a race, because those SLD chips contain the mRNA of the of the race itself. So basically, when you combine those two SLD chips, so either, for example, you combine a cyborg chip and a punk chip or whatever that you can buy, you will be able to buy on the open market from people who got airdropped their chips and they want to sell it or whatever. So you can
Hmm.
combine your Ronin. That is, each Ronin is specific in terms of traits. So when you take that Ronin, either if it's a guy, girl, a punk, or whatever, when you take his traits, what he has, is he an elemental? Is he a pixel? Does he have blue skin? Is he a white ape? All that kind of stuff. And you combine it with two SLD chips, either they're identical, so it's I don't know, like two ape chips, or they're one girl chip and one punk chip, for example. When you combine those three different things, it creates a unique probability, a unique set of probability that nobody else has, because nobody else
Yeah.
has the same combination of the three things. Like nobody has the same guy and ape, um, uh, the same ape SLG and the same punk SLG, for example. And when you
Yeah.
combine those three, it gives a unique combination of probabilities, and that will influence the probability of the run and one. So, for example, I'm just gonna give like dummy numbers, but just
Hmm.
to give you an example. So let's take a guy that has a pixel element as weapon, and that has um, glowing eyes and and I don't know, like a blunt as a mouth accessory.
Hmm.
If you take that guy and you combine it um, with two cyborgs chips, it will give you like just an example, 85% probabilities um, of getting like a super rare run in one, and it will give you like 5% probabilities of getting a pixel, or 10% probability of getting a pixel element from the run in one, and it will give you like 5% probabilities, 4% probabilities of having another element, and it will give you like and it will give you like 1% probability of having just a standard a standard run in one. So each combination is different, and it's not about just combining what is rare, because there's other things that are super interesting in the Ronin Zero, even for floor ones, because some floor ones have some cool traits, and those cool traits have specific probabilities of getting something that is more rare. It's not that if you have a floor one, it will give you automatically another floor one, because it depends really upon which SLD chips that that you get. So, for example, if you have a guy that is a floor, no weapon, whatever, and you combine it with a girl, with two girls SLD chips, it will give you something that is um, uh, that is amongst not the rarest ones, but that is among like the top of the run one. So there is some tricks into the combinations. It's not just that I have like just floor ones, and I will definitely have a floor one for the run one. If you combine like lots of floors together, it creates unique stuff.
Dope. Yeah, got it.
So there's some things that people will need to discover and test out. That's why I try to tell people to create DAOs together, because you want to have,
Mm.
I mean, you want to have as much variety as possible, and you want to try out different things with different people. And it makes sense. I mean, if you have like 1 or 2 Ronin or 3 Ronin, it makes sense to team up with other people because they'll get airdropped different chips, and you will want to try different things to understand, because we will not give you exactly this plus this equal this. So you will need to
No.
discover it yourself. But if you have like only 1 or 2 Ronin and you try 1 or 2 times and it doesn't get the result that you want, then I mean, it's going to be hard for you to even try again. Whether as if you create a DAO with other people and you get like an 20 or 30 Ronin or 40 Ronin, you can try different things and you can try different theories. And there's going to be lots of work to try to create the super soldier. That's what we say about the Ronin one, the super soldier. What's the other name that you said?
The Seraphim.
Seraphim. Exactly.
The Seraphim, yeah. The armies. What are they? They're like an angel army.
Yeah.
So we're trying to create the ultimate. The Ronin are trying to create the ultimate warriors to fight the cyborg, really, aren't they? And do they succeed? You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and breed to see how well they do. But that is the plan, because we want to overthrow the cyborg. And the scientists who came up with these mRNA SLD chips, which have this kind of like, neopeptide thing inside that helps this all work. I don't know how the science works. I'm just a squirrel, but it sounds amazing. These guys are super clever guys, and they've done all of the work so that in the laboratories, later on we can breed these beautiful, beautiful Ronin. And it's worth saying as well that this is not, of course, the only chance to get your hands on SLD chips. It's not just going to be this one first airdrop. There's going to be winning them in, you'll be lootable in game at some point. You'll be able to win them, I imagine, in quizzes and things like that, and giveaways.
It's going to be another airdrop.
We're going to come up with other airdrops at later dates, possibly. Is that 100%? Are you giving them that?
Yeah, there's definitely another airdrop. I'm not telling them how much. I'm not telling them how much airdrops or when. It's the first time that I did this because I wanted people to be excited about something that we've been planning for weeks. But next time, I'm just going to tell you, all right, snapshot was taken. Get ready for the airdrop. That's it.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
we're
going to come up with a ton of.
Yeah,
we're going to come up with a ton of fun ways to do it, right? Different quests in game where you can loot them, giveaways, quizzes, all of the fun stuff. This is a game, right? We're building a game. We want it to be fun.
Exactly.
We want to give you guys something to work for and to enjoy and to get involved with. If we just airdropping isn't the way it's going to work in the future of the game. This is just for the Ronin one, because we, of course, don't have full game mechanics in place yet, but we want to start rewarding our holders. And for Gen 2, etc., everything will be in game. Doesn't mean there won't be any airdrops in the future, but
there will be airdrops. I can guarantee you that we will try to reward holders as much as possible.
Gen 0
whether
heroes.
It's Gen 0 heroes, because they're the parents, right? I mean, the superpower of the Ronin Zero is they're the parents of everything else. They're the generators of everything.
Or the great-great-grandparents by the time we get a couple of generations down. Imagine that. And all the Ronin Zeros are walking around with a walking stick and they're getting a bit wrinkly in the face. Oh man, I wish we could have made like PFPs that gradually get older.
That would be fun. But that's the superpower of the Ronin Zero, is their breathing capacities. That's their superpower.
NFTs that degrade. That would be cool. Sorry, I'm going in another direction now.
And you will never have another. So you will never have another guy or another ape or another cyborg. It's the only ones that will exist. Like the next generation, the Ronin one, is neither one of those races. It's something else. So, it's the first generators of everything else that is coming up in the future.
It's exciting. I can't wait. On the subject of airdrops, are there any plans to... Everyone wants to know the answer to this question. Are there any plans to make only unlisted Ronins available, or Ronin, available of breeding and playing the game, or eligible for airdrops?
So for the airdrops, it's going to be available for everyone, even if you list it. For the rest, you'll have to figure out. We will tell you at the right time.
So basically,
Yeah,
if you're worried about stuff, just don't list. If you're only interested in the airdrop, list, go for it. But if you're worried about anything else, just don't
yeah.
list.
The airdrop
Why?
for now, it's going to be only for. I mean, it's going to be for everyone. But for later on, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a different process with basically locking up your NFTs in the basement, and that will get you rewards. That
So
will
leave
get
your
you rewards.
NFTs with Sasha.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
But yeah, for now, I mean,
Um,
even if you list it, there's no issue.
will there be mechanisms in place to avoid this becoming a pay-to-win game? Again, something we've
Yeah,
talked about in the past, of course, but let's go there again because it's been a couple of months
that's a
probably.
great question. That's a great question, and yes, like the goal here is not to become play to win, a pay to win or whatever. It's I mean, for us, the Ronin Zero and the Ronin One are the parts of the infrastructure, right? They're the
Hmm.
keys to multiple things that are going to be able to come up. So it's not about being able to pay money to get bigger rewards or to pay money to be stronger or whatever. The advantage of being a Ronin Zero or Ronin One is that you will get a share of things that are going inside the game. So you will be a part of the whole ecosystem, and that's how you will earn money. You will be a part of the ecosystem. You will be a part of creating your shops, of selling, buying the weapons, and all that stuff, and that creates that makes the Ronin Zero, Ronin One a part of the ecosystem, and they will get share. They will get revenues from all the other players that want to play in the game later on. So yeah, we want to avoid this pay to win as much as possible, um, and that's why like you cannot buy a super hard weapon from us. But yeah, if another player wants to sell his super hard weapon, like he will be able to sell it, obviously. But yeah, uh,
As long as it's not a soul-bound one that you were born with.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, dope.
Yeah,
So yeah.
we're trying to avoid this as much as possible because
And I
this is
mean,
not the way. If you want to reach like hundreds of millions of players, it's not the way. Like League of Legends and all that stuff. At one point, like if you want to play like high competition and all that stuff, it's not going to be a battle royale like like Call of
mhm,
Duty or Fortnite where everybody's at the same level and it's just your skills, right? You need to level up and all that stuff. Since you
yeah.
are able to sell your characters, there's obviously some
Yeah, you could just buy a level 100 on
yeah,
OpenSea, right? And yeah, and
yeah.
storm in there.
But again, there's no pleasure in that.
But
Where's
I
the
mean,
pleasure
that's
in
yeah,
buying a
exactly.
level 100? But yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to avoid this as much as possible because
Yeah.
if you're at level 100, you just skip steps, right? But it's always possible for a player that doesn't want to spend money to go to that level 100. It's not
Yes.
impossible. It's possible. You can go to that level 100, and if you play long enough, you can be the same level as the guy who paid money. So it's not a pay to
And the,
win.
and the guy who
There's no
sold the
unfair
level,
advantage.
yeah, completely. And the person who sold the level 100 had to get there somehow. It's like
Yeah,
someone's done the work there.
exactly.
The problem is I always think if you come in at level 100, unless you've been playing a little bit anyway, then you don't actually have the skills that you need. So you're at level 100, you've got a
Exactly.
super powerful Ronin, but you don't know how to play the game. It's like,
Exactly.
makes no sense to me. But of course, there are always going to
It's
be,
like driving. It's like driving a Porsche or whatever, and you just got a driver license. You're just gonna crash it. And
exactly, yeah.
there's no fun in that.
So this leads nicely to the next question, which is when selling or transferring Ronin, will there be the option to sell the leveled up Ronin or reset
Yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah.
I said that for the last AMA, and yes,
Hmm.
definitely we will give the. At first, it was just a consideration, but right now we included it in the
Hmm.
game design document. It's going to be an option for you to
Dope.
select if you want to sell with the levels or just sell the Ronin by itself at a level 0, because um, uh, there has been some observations that players want to actually level up their Ronin because it
Yes.
becomes theirs. It's become their grit, and they're not like buying a level 100 and then just appearing out of nowhere. they're grinding their ways towards something that is great, and that's
Yeah,
where the fun is.
completely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to get in there.
Yeah.
So, will there be any kinds of specific rewards for PvP achievements, specific to PvP rather than PvE?
But there's not going to be a reward from us, but there's something. I mean, there's going to be leaderboard and competitions about this, but PvPs are more for fun and for you to do and to not to bet, but to do whatever you want with the person you're PvPing against. So maybe it's going to be the loser will lose one item or something like this, but we will not reward you for PvPs. Uh,
Yeah.
Even in XP and all that stuff, it's going to be more about fun and tournaments, and then there's going to be wars between the guilds and all that stuff, and that's where the rewards come. But it's like leaderboard prices, right? It's special events that are happening where there's some things, but obviously you want to train with PvP. You want to have fun with your teammates and other players, and if you want to place a bet, it's not a bet. If you want to, there's going to be an option. Either it's a PvP with nothing, or it's a PvP when you lose. The loser loses one of his items to the other, and uh,
Mm.
and so yeah, it's going to be more peer to peer.
The other wicked thing about PvP, of course, is if you've fallen out with someone in the community, and you just want to kick the heck out of them because they've annoyed you. Maybe they made a joke, in maybe they didn't even mean it in seriousness. They were just speaking respectfully in general chat, and you kind of get a little bit annoyed by it, and you're like, right, come on, to the
Yeah,
battle arena,
fun.
sir. I
Yes.
challenge you to a duel. Awesome. So I could probably answer this, but I'm going to give it to you. How will the lore and story take place within the game? Will you start?
Go ahead, answer that one. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not actually sure because then I've read the second half. Will you start like in the demo, or will you have to follow a certain path? And obviously, Boromir is more on the case on that side now with the game narrative. I'm on the manga narrative, but certainly you're going to start off. We're going to have some training quests and some. Everyone's going to kind of start off in the same place, and then
Yeah.
as the paths kind of grow and diversify, that you can take in the game, then there are going to be certain things that then are kind of run alongside in the manga, and things will come up that maybe Fanfaron in the manga discovers something, and that's going to pop up at the same time in the game for people. And you obviously don't have to follow the same path as Fanfaron's following, but those options will become available to you at that point as well. So it's not
Yeah.
it's not really like in the demo in any way,
It has
because the
nothing to
quest
do with the demo, obviously.
yeah, the quests and stuff in the demo were just
Just
were
for
for
fun.
fun.
It had
Yeah,
no
then
link to the story.
they're in no way related to the story. Well, apart from of course when NPCs were giving little bits of alpha about the lore, and they're not kind of talking. They weren't the kind of gameplay to expect either from the full game. So, what sort of advantages do rares, apes, punks, cyborgs, blueskins, etc., have when it comes to gameplay and/or breeding airdrops? I mean, we've talked about breeding already, of course, but in gameplay, let's talk about that a little bit. What is that going to do for people? We know that there are certain stat boosts for some of them, but maybe you can give a little bit more alpha there.
Yeah. So basically, each there's 9 layers of the Ronin, and basically, if you have a human blue skin, that blue skin gives an advantage compared to the other skins of the humans. So basically, each trait give you a certain advantage or a certain bonus or a certain thing. So basically, I mean, like we said, if you have someone with the bubble gum, it regenerates 50% faster the HP,
Hmm.
and basically each of those rare ones, even for the skins, they give you a specific advantage compared to the other skins. So if you have something with a pixel, there's only like 360, I think, with something with pixel,
Hmm.
360 Ronin. So they have pixel power, and basically, yeah, I mean, every single thing gives you an advantage. So it's interesting to have a blue human, it's interesting to have a white ape because they're the rarest. So yeah, even if it's a
And
floor, blue skin human, it has something special about it.
yeah, and that can be a number of things, right? That can be stats boost. That can be
Yeah,
in terms of power. Obviously, you can't say what
in
those
terms of
pixel powers will
looting,
do.
yeah, in terms of
Yeah,
looting, I mean, we will not give you exactly what each thing does. There's going to be some baselines that we're going to explain to you, but it's not fun if we explain to you, all right, each of these things, because otherwise we're going to skew the market dynamics of discovery.
yeah, and also
And
like you want to go into battle that first time and find out what your pixel scythe does compared to your black sword or
yeah,
your shuriken or whatever.
yeah,
It's
and you see that in other games, like usually for World of Warcraft and all that stuff, usually the wikis are made by the players, and that's the beauty of things. Because if we give you already like the not the cheat codes, but the quick path to understanding what
Mhm,
each of those things does, there's no fun in that. There's a lot of fun in discovery. It's a part of the game. So lots of wikis are
completely.
made by the players and players testing different things and trying different things and understanding different things and debating between each other. And that creates a huge, powerful community also.
Yeah, completely. The wiki, the Reddit, the subreddits about
Right.
what weapons do, etc. as well. Always coming
Yeah,
from the players, not from the team.
yeah,
And yeah, and you just gotta, obviously everyone's been looking at their beautiful Ronin, thinking, "What can I do with this guy?" And everyone's excited to find out. But it's gonna be slowly, slowly, and that's kind of for me. I think that's cool. It's gonna be a little bit of Christmas every couple of weeks as we release new updates and integrate things more and whatever else. So
yeah,
there's a lot to look forward to still there.
yeah.
Awesome. So that's pretty much gone through the questions we had lined up from last week, which is there's still other questions in here, of course. If you wanted to go into some more, I just don't have them so nicely organized, so I'm gonna have to scan around a little bit.
Mhm.
And you can have a look as well if there's anything that jumps out to you that you want to answer in AMA questions. Here's one from. Oh no, we've basically answered that actually. Um, Will Gatto's asking how was your day off? Um,
It was good.
we all know the answer to that. Uh, there are so many questions that I don't want to ask because I know that I want those things to kind of wait and people discover these things. It's so difficult. So difficult. We love answering your questions, guys, but also can't give you everything. Cannot give you everything.
Let's answer some question of Herbert. All right, how the landing and boring running will work. So, um,
We
so
kind of answered that already.
we answered this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
already did his
Uh,
questions. So if you want to take questions, take from the bottom because I've taken pretty
okay.
much from the
Okay.
top.
Okay. Deezy, my friend, who I debated with, the cyborg. Man, I'm so sorry of that happening. Like I didn't know what was going on until yeah. But yeah, I'm glad everything was sorted out. So let's answer his question. What sort
Yep.
of advantages do? Okay, we already said it. That's fine.
This is the problem. I love answering more
Okay.
questions. Let's invite a couple. If anyone wants to put their hand up, let's invite a couple of
Yeah.
people up for the last
Exactly.
minute
Let's do this.
because it's
Yeah.
it's much better when we've got it in the doc, which I had, and we've answered all those beautifully. So if anyone wants to answer any questions or ask any questions that we'll answer, put
Yeah.
your
Please
hand up.
raise.
And
Put your hands
otherwise,
up. Put your hands up.
you can get back to your celebrations because you're with your family, I think.
Yeah, it's my sister's birthday.
Super
So
nice.
yeah.
Any
But yeah.
alpha about your sister and her involvement with the project?
I mean, she helped us a lot with the map. My sister is an architect,
Yep.
and
As are
and
you and
I
your
mean,
father, right? You're all an
exactly.
architect family. Yeah, dope.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they basically created the new map, and even the demo. I mean, the demo they didn't help a lot, but yeah,
Hmm.
the new map was entirely designed by my sister.
I
Uh,
love it. When you
so yeah,
look at that map, we obviously were having our first walk around it together recently, or first walk for me around it anyway. And what's dope about it is it looks like a real city because all of the architecture is varied and different. It's not like one
Yeah,
designer has designed all these buildings. It's not like a row of static looking buildings that were all put into place by one person. There's really a
yeah,
variety of architecture in there, and it's
yeah.
super,
Each
super
building is
nice.
different. It's like a real city. Each building is different. Everything is different. And yeah, no, honestly, the city is amazing. And even like the plan of the city, the way that the plan of the city was made is to create like tension and opening of different spaces, closing of different spaces. Like it was thought by architects. So it's, I mean, my father always dreamed of doing a city. So yeah, it's not a city, it's not a town by itself, but it's a digital city. So yeah, it was super fun for them to work on it.
Awesome. Super, super awesome. So we got a hand raised from the imp. Bring it on, the imp. I have invited. The imp is in. The imp is muted. Unmute your microphone, sir.
Got it.
What's up?
All
So
good, all good. Hi. I have two questions actually. The first one, if we want to get like a really, really good Gen 1, can
mhm.
we like burn Gen 1? Or if we burn Gen 1, we would get like a Gen 2? You know what I mean? Do I need to burn from the same generation I need to create, or do I get like one generation less?
So that's a great question, and I'm afraid I don't have the exact answer for you right now because I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Just to be honest, I'm not sure if you will be able to burn the Gen One to create another doper Gen One. That's something that I need to figure out. And it's actually a question I didn't think about. I'm gonna figure out and come back to you with this answer.
The thing about burning
Great.
Gen 1s is, what we want you to do is burn the kind of later gens where
Yeah,
possible. And I'm not even 100%. Are we 100% decided that you can burn Gen 1s?
because the Gen One basically in the storyline is the super soldier. It's the
Yeah.
I always forget that name. Tell me again, Squirrel.
Seraphim.
Seraphim. It's the
Seraphim, yeah.
Seraph, the archangel, whatever. It's the super powerful. So I'm not sure we're gonna burn the Genoa. It's something that we haven't decided yet. So that's why I need to come back to you on this answer.
Yeah.
Whenever I have
But
the answer, I'll come back to you.
if we were relating that question to Gen 2 or Gen 3 or Gen 4, I think the answer is more likely yes, but still it's not
Yes.
100% set in stone yet.
Yeah.
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 You had two questions, my
Yeah,
friend.
perfect. Yeah, actually, the second one, well, I don't know if it was so much a question, but when you'll be able to sell in the marketplace, you said that you would have the option like to sell without the levels or to sell level up. Wouldn't it be better
Mhm.
like to have like an item to reset your character with you pay with rag prop possibly, and you sell whatever, and then so whoever wants to buy, they buy them, and if they want to reset, they pay rag, reset it, and be done with it.
That's
It's also
actually a
good as well to
That's
yeah.
actually a
Sorry.
great idea, and we're gonna do this. That's actually a better idea than what we had initially. So thank you. Yeah, that's
Hold
actually
up.
a dope idea. That's
Hold up,
actually a
wait.
dope idea.
I just had a really good idea. What if there was an item that you could buy at the marketplace that's for resetting? So yeah.
Nah, man,
Anyway,
it's not your
I'm
idea. It's
I'm
done
just
now.
gonna I'm
It's
just
like
gonna
it's like the Anon character
I'm just gonna
that was
ban
made.
the imp. I'm just gonna ban the
Yeah,
imp from.
and that's actually a dope idea. Thank you for this idea. It's actually a great idea, and it fixes lots of issues. Actually, so thank you for
Yeah,
this.
awesome. We're gonna have to
Yeah,
Great.
get
just
you
for
some
this,
kind of.
honestly, yeah, just for this, I'm gonna give you an SLD chip.
Yeah,
Another
damn
one.
it. I was gonna say that. Imp, thank you so much,
You get
dude.
you get yeah, you
I'm
gotta
gonna
get
move
it.
Thanks.
you. I'm gonna move you back to the audience,
Thanks,
and
Chris.
invite Jeff Corbin up. Jeff, are you there? Invite is sent. That's a dope idea. This is why it's so good
Yeah,
building with the community. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
exactly.
I am good.
Awesome. Welcome.
What's going on? Thank you. Thanks for having me up here. So I was more interested in the breeding aspect because I was trying
Mhm.
to basically understand two things. One, I'm sure the second one probably won't tell me either, but let me just ask the first one. So when you're breeding, essentially what you're trying to say is, okay, so the SLD cards will basically have the traits, the basic traits of whatever Ronin
So
that
no,
I'm
so the
associated with.
SLD chips will only have the
Uh-huh.
race as a reference,
Oh,
only the
okay.
race.
So okay,
And
so if they
basically
have
there's
just
only there's only like the SLD chips that comes from uh, Ronin that owns a pixel element or a pixel thing. They're gonna be they're gonna be special, but only the person who got airdropped that SLD chip will know it because he got that Ronin with the pixel element. From the buyer's
okay,
perspective, he's not gonna know that. So otherwise, beside this pixel traits, everything else is just related to the race. So that's why there's only 5 different SLD chips.
yeah,
Because our
okay,
And
scientists
basically,
in the
yeah,
Ronin laboratory have been synthesizing the DNA of some of the top from each race, the top rarest kind of characters, the coolest, strongest, whatever, to try and create this super race to overthrow the cyborg. And
yeah.
we're going to have to wait and see if that works out or not, unfortunately.
And,
Because
and basically, there's in SLD chips, there's approximately, I think, 15 combinations of SLD chips, 15 different possibilities of combining 2 SLD chips together. But those 15 different combinations combined with your specific Ronin that you breed it with, gonna
yeah. That's
give
the question I
something
wanted to
even
ask.
more special
Okay,
yeah,
so
because that
that's
specific
one of the questions
Ronin,
I wanted to ask. Uh-huh.
yeah, because that specific Ronin, I mean, is only yours, right?
Yeah,
There's not 2 of them. Even when there's twins, there's difference between them. So there's only like one specific Ronin that is yours. Plus, you combine it with one of the 15 different combinations that are possible, and that gives you something specific. But you cannot breed the same Ronin 100 times for the Ronin one, because it's not going to be possible. I mean, if you own a punk or a cyborg, whatever, you cannot breed it 100 times over and over again, and
oh,
not
you
breed the
can't
other
do
one
that.
for the Ronin one.
Oh, you just blew my mind with that one. Okay, so I can't. What? Okay, wait, hold up. So you're saying that? So you're saying like if I get like the perfect combination, right, for the most powerful soldier, for the most powerful seraphim that I know, okay, this is the best combination. I can't do it
Yeah,
over and over and over again.
I mean, otherwise it wouldn't be fair to everyone. If you
Dang.
discover,
So
I mean, if you discover a perfect combination, you
yeah,
get an insight onto what other combination works. So, for example, I don't know if you combine a guy um, with a pixel element or whatever, with
mhm,
let's say a cyborg and a punk SLD chip, and you find that that combination is perfect. It gives you like a top 10 rarity of the Ronin one, for example. Well, you know that there's something in there. There's something that works in there. So you know that a punk plus a guy with pixel or a guy with I don't know, like fire elements plus an ape chip, you know that those 3 give something. So then you can try
yeah,
different variations. You can get like another guy or another girl with that pixel element with those SLD chips, and it's going to be not similar, but the probabilities of that happening, um, well, if there's like 3 or 4 traits
evolve.
that are similar between the Ronin, there's going to be an outcome that is more close to what you did already.
Oh,
So
okay,
it will give
okay.
you insight, but it's
All
not
right.
the exact same
So
combination. You
essentially,
cannot create it over and over again.
yeah. So essentially, like say if I put it because like that you said we would have one Ronin and then the 2 SLD cards to do the
Yep.
combination, right? So if
Yep.
I have an SLD card that's an ape and another one that's a cyborg, and then I put in a Ronin that's say a pixel Ronin,
Hmm.
there's a higher possibility of me getting something that has a pixel element in it, right?
I mean,
Anyway, that's
I'm not.
psychology,
I'm
right?
not
That's
giving you the stats, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a
I'm just trying to
possibility.
pull it. I was trying to
It's
pull it to see if I can get something.
it's a possibility. Yeah,
you,
it's a
you had that
possibility.
pause, and I was like, he's not gonna say it.
It's about, but obviously, like if you have, like, I mean, it's obvious if you have. I mean, there is like 360 Ronin that has something pixel in them. 360,
Yeah.
I think, and it's obvious that if you breed that one with the pixel thing with him, whether it's pixel eyes or pixel weapon or whatever, well, it gives you obviously probabilities of having more of something pixel for the Ronin one. Yeah, and that's why, like in the gallery that we're gonna release next week in our website. So that's an alpha. Next week you're gonna have a gallery in our website. There's a specific category for the pixels, because the pixels are special in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Anything that has a pixel is special, whether it's a pixel weapon, a floor with a pixel drone, or pixel eyes, or whatever, it's special. So yeah.
Okay, so that's the one question. Now the second question, which I am almost certain you are not gonna say, but I'm still gonna ask. Can we get the name of one of the races of the Gen 1 that we're gonna see coming?
You got one, Seraphim.
That's just no. You already said that. Come on now. I thought it was like,
I'm gonna tell you something. How do you know there's multiple races?
there has to be.
Is there?
No, they come.
Is there?
Because I'm out here thinking of possibilities like, yo, if I get an ape and maybe a punk or a cyborg, or if I get like two apes, I probably get like a flurry like Neanderthal or something. That'd be a combination like a flurry Neanderthal pixel or some shit like that. So I'm like,
I mean, if you think about it, like in terms of lore perspective, what does can a super soldier look 20 times different races? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, definitely.
So a super soldier, even in Dragon Ball Z and all those other mangas, a super soldier is something that is super specific, right? Even the armies and Star Wars and all that stuff, it's super specific. There's not like 1,000 different genres of that super race. How do you know there's different races for the Ronin one? That's the question.
Blown again.
So I confused you even more.
Oh my god. Okay, back to the drawing board.
Jeff, thank you so much, my dude. It's been a pleasure. Take it easy, brother. I'm gonna get Chrono up here now. I tried to get Chrono up here, and I maybe just they disappeared. There we go. I got him back. Chrono, what's up, fam?
Yeah, how's it going? Can you guys hear me?
What is up? I love your Ronin, man.
It's a beauty,
thank you.
Ronin. Oh, dude, this is so cool. Pink hairs, lightning element, hypnotized eyes. Oh man, this is dope.
So yesterday somebody put it down in price, and the second we saw it go down, like me and my boy just all pitched in so we could buy it right before the meeting.
Man, fucking love your Ronin.
Quick question. You guys have any estimate on the breeding times? Like, are you gonna make it something like once a month, once a week, once a season? Because I know that you guys don't want to oversaturate the market. So, do you have any idea of how long it's gonna take per breed for the Gen Zeros?
So for the Gen Zeros to create Gen 1s, right?
Yeah.
So this is gonna, I mean, basically you're going to be airdrop SLD chips plus all the quests and all that stuff, and the breeding will start with the full game mechanics, and so it's going to be around end of August, that you will be able to go inside the lab and breed your Ronin with the SLD chip, and basically the cooldown between them is going to be a matter, like let's say a few weeks. Either it's 1 or 2, or it's 4 or 5 weeks, but it's a few weeks.
It's going to be defined by what's going on in game, right, and how many people are, how the market's looking. Because we've got to be careful and look after your investment, of course, not oversaturate things. It's going to be different for future gens as well, right? Things will change once we get to Gen 1 or Gen 2 being bred, which can be bred from Gen 0 and Gen 1 because it's a seasonal thing. We'll have a completely different, fully in-game mechanic, and things will look a lot different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of cooldown, it's a matter of weeks.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. That way, the market doesn't get oversaturated, and
yeah,
ones are still worth
Squirrel. Yeah, as Squirrel said, like we're really looking out for you guys and for your investment. It doesn't make sense to oversaturate a market that is not ready.
And it's the
and
same with,
if
I mean, even if we could drop the Gen 1s earlier before full game mechanics, which we can't, of course, because we need the game mechanics to make the Ronin 1s, it doesn't make sense because then you're ending up with more Ronin and there's, no mechanics for them there. So
and there's
we
not
wanna
even
get that
players,
game there.
right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, the Ronin 1 and all the next generations are also made to enlarge our ecosystem. But if you enlarge your ecosystem before even having a game that people can play, it doesn't make any sense. Like it just, again, like more people just speculating on price and on trades and everything, and it doesn't make any sense to oversaturate such a market. So it makes sense when you have like more influx of players and people that want to be a part of the ecosystem, and that's why each generation has more and more Ronin. The Ronin 1 is 20,000, the Ronin 2 is approximately 50,000, and so on and so on. The last Ronin 7 is around million. So it it doesn't make sense to get to the Ronin 7 before already having millions of players already that want to play the game, right? So it's something that is going to be dynamic. Like anybody that has a preset formula of the next generation and so on is vouched to fail because it doesn't make sense. The market is dynamic. You cannot give a constant function of breathing and so on. It doesn't make any sense.
It's the same thing as if you create your tokenomics before you release the game. How
Exactly.
can you
No,
predict
yeah,
everything that's going to happen?
you guys are making sense. One more question, and this is because yesterday while I decided to buy this Ronin, there was another that I had an eye for, and she had a coin. Now, when I saw the coin, it reminded me of like Hunter x Hunter when they were at Killua's house and the guy was like the beast with the coin. Is the coin a weapon or is it more of like
You're
a
gonna see. I'm not
merchandise?
gonna. I'm not gonna give you any any indication on the coin. But the coin is the coin is the coin, right? Not a weapon.
Okay. I kind of
You're gonna
figured.
be able to. The coin is the coin. So yeah,
On a
I
purely
mean, you want to have some running with coin.
on a purely aesthetic side, I love the coin, man. The coin is so dope.
Yeah, the coin was cool.
I'm like always looking to sweep, and I'm just like, should I get just another coin just because they look good? I've already got two, man. Dude, thank you so much. We can get some other
Thank
people if they want. We got no one with hands up at the moment, so if no one puts their hands up in the next couple of seconds, then we can call this a day because we've done a nice hour of questions. You want to get back to your sister's party. So, yeah, awesome. We're out of here. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Fan Farron, sir, thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you back.
Thank you, boys. It was awesome, and I'm super happy to be back. I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's going to be loads more alpha dropped this week. We'll be dropping
and anyways, for the zero holders, like there's always the channel, like the Ask Fan channel where you can ask me questions and I answer them all the time. So, but yeah,
and
I mean,
if you're
whenever you want to drop questions,
if you're verified, you have access to the zero chat, which is where a lot more of the alpha gets dropped. I've noticed.
I mean, that's where I spend most of my time on the server, right? Not in the general chat. It's more in the zero chat.
People want to know why to get verified. Get verified because you get more alpha. You get access to some little giveaways and stuff like that as well. This week we had Aswang Tribe and Waziverse giveaways. Of course, we've done a few others, and we've got more to come. So, Fan, you can get off, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.
I'm going to play another little bit of Young Algorithm. Ciao, man.
See you soon, boys. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much. It's been awesome, as always. We're going to do another one next week. And here's a little bit of our man, Young Algorithm, if you want to listen before you go.